what made you invite me out here to this networking event? Well, first, tell them where we at and what made you invite me.
Yeah, so we're at this, what is the name of it?
Thank you. It's great to meet you, Keith.
It's a Iguana on Park.
Iguana on Park. And the reason why is because when it was sent to me, the first person I thought of was you. I was like, we always been having these conversations for years, like, yo, we need to start going to different events, like, da-da-da-da. And then I've been seeing you've been going to them, filming them, this, that, and the third. So I was like, yo, I gotta hit my boy, see if he's gonna go. Boom. So I sent it to you.
And then boom.
Yeah.
We here.
And you like, well, I'm gonna be there. I'm headed there right now. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you was serious. All right. I ain't got no haircut, but we're gonna try something.
Please, man, tell people who you are and what do you do.
You see, it depends on the day of the week. They might call me the voice Kris T, or you could just call me Kris Taylor. Taylor Pro Painting and Contracting. Contracting whatever you need done. We could take care of it.
Got it. And like I say, you say depends on the day, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, how did we first meet each other?
We first met each other, what was that? Is that high school or?
It was after high, I think.
Yeah,
it was
right
after
high school.
Uh-huh.
Right after high school. I'm at a show with MB, DJ MB, and you guys are performing. He was actually playing the music for you guys. And I'm like, yo, this is means of operation?
We met each other doing music, and now we running our own companies, man.
Exactly.
So, all right, so what exactly? I mean, how do you do this, man? Because one thing about it is, you're not just no regular residential painter. You are a commercial painter, man. How did that come about?
Well, that actually came about from doing residential painting with new construction, and then the opportunity arose to do some commercial work. Got my first building, and then next thing you know, builders are calling, and we're just moving, can't stop.
And this is a family business.
Family owned.
Is there no benefit from you coming in from a foundation that your family built?
I would say it is a benefit because the family has already built the foundation and the reputation. So the only thing you have to do is uphold the standards that have already been set in place and exceed past them. So it can be, I would say, challenging, but what's life without a challenge?
Absolutely. And what you're saying is you kind of like glaze past it. All you have to do, but all truths are parallel. Anybody can make a lot of money, but it's preserving the money that's important. Anybody can get hold of a family business.
Correct.
It's preserving the family. Have
Correct.
you run into any issues of preserving? Because we know you got the foundation.
Well, when you get to speaking about preserving, that is the most challenging part of it, because in these types of business, it's a huge cash flow. You have cash coming in, you have cash lump sums going out. But in the same interim, you have to find ways in order to, subsidize the amount of unnecessary outbound cash flow. And once you figure those routes out, and it's basically going to come down to you penny pinching everything. In my field, let's take paint for example. I need to know exactly how many gallons it's going to take so that I'm not overbuying. Underbuying, you can always go and get more paint. But if you're overbuying, what are you going to do with that specific color after you leave? You're going to have to eat it. Or paint your house that color.
Yeah. Because as a business owner, because it sounds like you're saying as a business owner, some people might say the more you buy, the better it is, right?
Right.
However, you also got to consider the cost of storage,
Correct.
right? Consider the cost of security.
Correct.
Right?
And the longevity and the lifespan of the paint.
So the paint loses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Explain that. So is it once you crack the paint that it starts losing? What do you call it?
Well, realistically, it once you actually open a sealed bucket, yeah, you're gonna have a time span before everything begins to crust over per se, dry up, things of that nature, or just lose its color tone. But even a sealed bucket, leaving it for a year or so, all of the different components that make paint, the glue, you have the glue, you have the paint, the ink, everything of that nature will start to separate. So once that begins to separate, and it's separated for quite some time, yeah, you could shake it up, but it's not gonna come out the way that it's supposed to.
And it's probably not going to give you the quality finish that people have come to
Correct.
expect from your company.
Correct. So stock holding paint isn't good unless you're running through it frequently. You know, you don't want to have paint sitting for a year and then go to use that in a person's home. It's going to create an odor, all types of different things.
Oh man, see, and I don't think a lot of people will realize that, because in a lot of industries, if you got the space, get as much as you can. But in your industry, which I know you're literally doing hundreds and hundreds of houses,
Correct.
into thousands of houses, but
Correct.
even you have to keep up with that. How do you make sure that you don't buy too much paint?
What you do is you build a relationship with your local provider, whether it be Sherwin-Williams, Benjamin Moore, PPG, whoever the big chains are, Florida Paint. You build a reputation with them where they can stockhold paint or reserve paint for you, so that you're not just purchasing paint and it sits in your warehouse and potentially expires. So they can hold it in their shop or guarantee that you always have paint available to you.
There's been a labor shortage. Have you not been having problems with that?
Man, words can't explain. You know, you not only do you have a labor shortage, you also have supply shortages. You have supply chain breaks that's going on right now. Just a couple months ago, I went probably a whole month without even being able to obtain paint in Jacksonville, Florida, at all.
So how did you deal with that? How did you, the people who had the expectations, how were you able to overcome that?
Well, at the end of the day, you're under contract and you need to meet their satisfactions. And at the end of the day, as a business owner, you just take the initiative to go the extent. So what I was doing was going to Atlanta every weekend because they had the paint that I needed, and I was buying 300 gallons and bringing it back. And this was taking place every weekend.
Man, it seemed like you really know how to overcome objection, right? Whereas some people probably would have shut down shop, took it as a reason to take a vacation.
A lot of guys did.
You were taking a 600-mile round trip.
Yeah. Now, in the long run, a lot of people, well, in the short run, if you're thinking in a minute status, and you're looking at it from a position of, oh, I'm driving all the way to Atlanta, that's eating up all my profit in gas, you know. But that's not all your profit on a whole week's worth of houses, you know. That might be profit on a house, you know, or some of the profit from a house, you know. So you have to look at it in the grand scheme of things. I'm going to get 300 gallons. So that's multiple houses, you know, but that 300 gallons is only going to last me that week.
Because really and truly, man, because it sounds like what you're saying is, yeah, you're cutting into your margins.
Right.
But there might not be any loyalty with these builders. If you can't paint the house, that gives them an opportunity to see if somebody else can paint it.
Oh.
And maybe,
Right. So, but how I do it,
which I don't think is possible, maybe they paint better than Taylor Pro. So that's what it was. You were preserving the business even though you were losing profit margin.
Correct. Because at the end of the day, the contractors or the builders are going to look at you as the tradesman and the business owner. This is your company. We're contracting you to do a job. It's by any means necessary. You know, it's not by convenience. You know, your whole business wasn't started from convenience. It wasn't per se just fell out the sky. You know, some work had to be put into it. So that's never going to change. It's always going to have to be work put into it to either elevate, maintain, whatever the case is. Work has to be put in. So are you going to put the work in for yourself for the long run? Or are you just going to sit back and say, well, I'll just find something else? You know, just close up shop. Or wait till the smoke clears is what most people were doing. Oh, well, I'm going to wait till the smoke clears. Well, in a result of guys waiting for the smoke to clear, I picked up 2 other builders. Because they waited for the smoke to clear. Oh, we can't get paint and I'm not driving that far. It's eating into my profit. Okay. That just means when I take my trip, I need to buy more than 300 gallons now. You see? So,
yeah. And you typically paint residential homes, and you just mentioned something. You deal with builders. If the homeowner is the end consumer, the builder is the channel in which you can get to as many as possible with as less lead work.
Correct.
Was that not intentional, or what was it? That's just the way it is. That's just what you came into.
Well, one, that's the way that the company was already structured. But 2, now that I've been in control of the company and grown with the company, I understand why we focus on new construction. Yes, doing residential repaints pays a little more, or you can make a lot more and this, that, and the third, but that's also going to come with a lot more responsibility, a lot more headache, you know, things of that nature, unexpected, unforeseen things to happen. When you're doing new construction, it has a format, it has a structure, you know. When you're doing residential repaints, not to any offense to a homeowner, but you just have a homeowner instructing you what they want, and their mind is liable to change at any given moment. They're human, you know. The builder's human as well too, but they're an organization, so they have to have a format. You know what I mean? So with more structure, you have less headache. So.
How long have you been running the company now?
4 years.
4 years, man.
Yeah. Crazy.
It don't even seem like it's been that long.
Seems like 6 months.
I known you this long? Golly. Hey, what's up, bro?
What's good, man?
Top insurance dude in the nation, bro.
Okay, what's good, man? Kris T. Nice to meet you.
So, let me pass this. This is how we do it at this networking event. Yes, sir. Hey, do you, your office, do y'all, I know you do property and casualty. I was just about to ask. So you actively focusing on life?
Specialized.
Myself as well. But we're gonna chop it up because we met at another networking event. I do public insurance adjusting and I do life. But what I do is, my niche is I help insurance professionals set up a match-funded independent universal life policy, Index Universal. All right, let's have a conversation.
Yeah. For an independent man like yourself, I say direct, we can do it.
All right, we're gonna chop it up, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Absolutely.
Sir. Let's do it. Like you right on in.
Oh yeah, man. Already, I think I seen a billboard.
Yeah. I'm trying to be everywhere.
You ain't playing. You ain't playing.
Hey, too much money out here.
Yes, sir. But that's the beautiful thing about being at a networking event. And real quick, because I know we were already on the line, but what made you invite me out here to this networking event? Well, first, tell them where we at and what made you invite me.
Yeah, so we're at this, what is the name of it?
Thank you. It's great to meet you, Keith.
It's a Iguana on Park.
Iguana on Park. And the reason why is because when it was sent to me, the first person I thought of was you. I was like, we always been having these conversations for years, like, yo, we need to start going to different events, like da-da-da-da. And then I've been seeing you've been going to them, filming them, this, that, and the third. So I was like, yo, I gotta hit my boy, see if he's gonna go. Boom. So I sent it to you.
And then boom.
Yeah.
We here.
And you like, well, I'm gonna be there. I'm headed there right now. I'm like, oh, well, shit. I didn't know you was serious. All right. I ain't got no haircut, but we're gonna try something.
See, and like I said, you clean, because like I said, bro, I'm not even, this is a compliment. Looks like a fresh Brillo pass, straight out the shop. Straight out the package. Before it's been used.
That's what we going for.
But
That's
like I
what we
say,
going
But
for.
I appreciate, because we be having deep convos like this all the time.
Yeah.
But just to get back on what we were just talking about.
Right,
so,
right.
So you're dealing with the crunch.
Yeah.
You have got to a point to where you got your company running like a smooth oiled machine.
Yeah.
And like a lot of entrepreneurs I know, as soon as stuff get too comfortable, you say, I'm too comfortable, and you talk about expanding. What makes you want to expand, man?
Because I just feel like there's more that can be done. You know, when you're doing the same thing and you're doing it for a long time, that's one thing. But then once you feel secure in doing it, it's time for you to obtain another notch under the belt.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that be, okay, let's go into the Winn-Dixie market. Let's go into the Publix market, because they're building a lot of Publixes right now. You know, that's opportunities on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Why not pick them up?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't make sense for you to read about it when you could be living it, the
Mm-hmm.
whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all that'll do is open up more opportunities for other individuals. You know, and if you're able to see the goal in life, yeah, make money, this, that, and the third, but what exactly are you doing with the money that the company is making? Because as a person, you can make money, but then as a company, money has to be delegated to places, right? Mm-hmm. So once you're in that position where you're delegating money to individuals, you see opportunities where you can help other individuals. You know, there's somebody else out there that knows how to paint, and they're probably looking for work. We're in the middle of a pandemic right now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and if I'm able to create more opportunities for other talented individuals, skillful individuals that could potentially be in the need of that opportunity, that's a win in itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if you're not, say for example, profiting and you're just breaking even from opening this next segment, you at least have opened opportunities for other individuals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's just going to create a trickle effect, because this person has their own breakdown going in life that trickles down into this person, that trickles down into that person. So
Mm-hmm.
opportunities are being created everywhere.
And you and I have been running our companies for approximately the same time. Main
Mm-hmm.
difference, though, is you have people depending on you. I'm a solo practitioner, but people depend on you. And I remember we were having conversations when everything shut down
Yeah.
around COVID. How did you deal with that?
Yeah, that was an interesting time, because when everything shut down, we weren't getting certain materials shipped in, so realistically, there wasn't any work. You know, you have work on the schedule, but there's no work. And in my mind, I look at it from a standpoint of the company that we run. These people basically applied here because it's advertised as a 40-hour a week or a full-time position, you know. So when you're advertised as a full-time position, your responsibility is to fill the time,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's regardless to whatever is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So in the event that happened when everything shut down and we didn't have any work, I just paid everybody,
Yeah.
you know. But that's also the reason why you save more than what you spend.
Yeah.
Is because there's gonna be an unforeseen crisis per se. It doesn't have to be like a crisis where the world shuts down, but it could be a crisis where the tire blows out or someone backs into the van and you need to fix that immediately because it needs to be back working tomorrow, you know. So it's all about the reserve that we were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, reserving more than what's going in the outbound.
Walk by as much as you want. Now, and that was because I remember when you said that you were paying your people, you said it as if it's you because you didn't have to,
Yeah, I didn't.
but you said it as if it was automatic.
Yeah, in my mind, it is automatic. Like the way that I look at it, like it's my responsibility, you know, because at the end of the day, either you would lose all of your employees, or you wouldn't have any type of. I wouldn't necessarily say expect loyalty or anything from employees, but me as a particular business owner or employer, I might care a little too much about the people's personal life, you know, but in the same interim, I would expect, not necessarily expect, but I would want someone to look out for me as well too, like, because I'm entrusting my livelihood with your company. Like your company is what's helping me take care of my family.
Yep.
Keep a roof over my head, this, that, and the third. So I'm trusting you with my whole life. So as the employer, like, that's your responsibility, because these people trust you with their life. You know, maybe everybody doesn't look at it like that, but in a sense, I feel like you have to look at it like that, you know, because you're trusting them with your life as the employer, because you're only employing them so that funds can be made, correct?
Yeah.
And those funds are going to be allocated towards keeping a house over your head and taking care of your family. So if you don't have them,
That's another great thing about my travel and event company is
then you don't have the other hand. Like, both hands have to wash each other.
Yeah.
You know, they have to help one another. So that's why I feel like it's a responsibility as an employer.
It seems like you realize that the employee-employer relationship is a give and give
Correct.
type of situation. And this is just the prelude of you and I are going to be linking up on site, showing how you do your thing, you know,
Okay.
showing what makes you do what you do. But until then, please tell people one more time who you are, what you do, and how to get in touch.
It's the voice Kris T with Taylor Pro Painting and Contracting, man. If you need to get in touch with me, get at me on Instagram at the voice Kris T, TheVoiceKrist, 904-535-0045. We're out there, or just Google us, Taylor Pro.
Thank you, Kris T.
That was dope.